Tomorrow is also a special day. 5th of June is celebrated worldwide as World Environment Day. World Environment Day is celebrated to raise awareness and positive interest in the environment, earth, nature. And these two call for a special combination, and that's why we are here. To talk more about why and what we intend to do on our 350th anniversary on the Housing Innovation Challenge as it is written, I'd like to call a panel. Show you a small video on Gobain.
Gobain has such a profound belief in the future.
I'd like to invite Mr. Santana, President of Flat Glass.
Good morning or good afternoon. So it's really a pleasure to be able to speak to all of you, and especially tomorrow is a World Environment Day, and it's a nice time to be talking about sustainability and housing innovation. So before that, I'll do a little bit about Gobain and what we have been doing and why sustainability is at our heart. Short history of Gobain. We are about 25 years younger than Chennai or Madras Patnam, and about 20 years younger than Taj Mahal. We don't know exactly when Taj Mahal was completed, but around 1643, but we were created in 1665. So a short thing about our worldwide activities, and in India we are nearly 20 years now, and innovation and sustainability. Then our Housing Innovation Challenge, our Director of Gobain Research India, which is located in Chennai, IIT Madras Research Park, will be talking about it. Dr. Anand will talk about it. And then Professor Jason will introduce the Housing Innovation Challenge and the questions and answers. So 350 years, you all know it. I think our first customer was the king, and those glass, there was still stand testimony to what was possible. And it was the first company which was born out of what was called as mercantilism, where the state tries to promote companies in new technology, and glass was then a new technology. Over the last 3.5 centuries, Gobain has done many things. First, it spread in the early 19th century to Europe, in the rest of Europe, Germany, Italy, Belgium, and Spain. And in the 1900, 1950, it diversified into many new markets. It expanded, it diversified, it did many things, and then it merged with a company in 1970, and that was the beginning of a major internationalization outside of Europe. And in 1990, actually, it acquired Norton Company, which has a very huge base in the form of Norton in India. That's how.
And if you take ears, it's acoustic comfort, and vision, which is lighting. We are all supposed to be happier in daylight. Why can't we have this conference room with glass around or provide natural light? Will we be happier? Well, studies show that. And then you take touch. We want our body to be comfortable thermally. And smell, which is, air quality. With all the artificial materials, sometimes you have lots of formaldehyde and other sort of solvents that come out over time. So we need to satisfy this. And of course, what about the tongue? Well, this is where life gets complicated. That's where the responsibility comes in. So these are the 5 senses we need to think about. By the way, this is at the heart of what we are doing at our research center. On one hand, you can measure things, or energy performance if you want to call it. Whereas comfort is very relative. Today, if you want thermal comfort, do you say it is the temperature of the thermostat setting, or is it the sweat rate of a human body? So that's how you think about comfort. We need to measure both. And at the end, the answer lies in the feeling of the person. So we actually try to do work at a very small scale. You see on the right-hand side, very small little houses we have built in our campuses in 5 climatic zones across India, and we study in these ideal homes how energy.
And then one week was becoming
almost a 4-year visit, coming back to my grandfather's place in Bangalore to still want to retire. To have been anything but retirement. I thank Geeta and Gobain for inviting me and Geeta's point of view. It has been a fascinating journey with one person in the social sector and the other person in the industry sector coming together and getting the media here to go forward on an extremely challenging path. My memory goes back not just to some of these, but afterwards in the 1980s, we met in Goa on a meeting called Acoustics. Then I was perhaps one of the youngest architects with Korea and Doce and Jain, and many Samanopoulos and others from Greece, met together for what we call the Indian Institute of Human Settlements, or Acoustics. At that time, neither IT nor the industry was very large in India. We anticipated that within 50 years or 40 years, India would urbanize so fast that challenges would have to be faced. Unfortunately, many of those guidelines were not taken up. Because at that time there were only 5 large cities, what we call category A cities, or something there. And then what would happen later is the number of cities. We did not anticipate, except there I would say, I would appreciate Tamil Nadu more than any other state in this country. It was the only state that had many of the second-level cities that started growing, whereas in Karnataka or Maharashtra or even Andhra Pradesh, all just had 2 cities. After that, none. Whereas we have a fantastic, challenging change. In fact, you're not even jumping to second-tier cities, you're going to be jumping to third-tier cities, which is the bigger challenge for you. Whereas the rest of the states will be going on to the second-tier cities. The housing challenges run not into thousands of lakhs, into almost millions, beyond comprehension today. I like this challenge taken by the industry in a very different way, because we professionals in urban design, urban planning, and I would even say architects, we have been looking at it in a very traditional cultural way, in a way that we have been strung by drills or stuck in the past. I was very happy when this competition was opened up and said, we will go to the people of various professional expertise, and then start looking at it with greater depth. Understand the cultural ethos of this country and of each space with context. What is happening, unfortunately, is people just build. I still remember very strongly that the Russian experiment that happened towards Kalakshepra colony and beyond, which was a disaster. That was in 1972, 73 or even 80s, if I remember, when we built a prefabricated building. I was also involved in some more prefabricated building in Chennai around 70s and 80s. But that was an industry coming forward without understanding the Indian ethos. The Indian ethos of how we live. There are certain areas like building a fisherman's colony and then putting them in a multi-story building was a kind of disaster. Trying to understand these things is where we have to go with the people. We must go with the people to understand what is their culture, what is their background, why do they want to grow, and where their children will be. That is